Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and that's right. Now, we're reviewing the sequel to what I had previously reviewed last week, which being Silence of the Lambs. Now, 10 years later, as this film takes place, which being Hannibal. That's right, Hannibal. So I don't know. As I record this, I had recently watched it for the first time, and fun fact, it actually came out when this came out. 2001. Man, and because it's celebrating its anniversary, this came out 3 days after I was born. I was born on the 6th, and this came out on the 9th of February. So yeah. So Hannibal, it's fine. It's okay. Especially one part of this film, the infamous scene, which I'll get to later. Because everything about this film is okay. I mean, when I was watching this, and because this is over 2 hours, like, man, it felt long to me, just like a long movie. With the return of Hannibal Lecter, of course, Anthony Hopkins, and Clarice, this time played by Julianne Moore, Jodie Foster not returning as Clarice because something to do, because, the script wasn't that good or anything, I don't know. But Julianne Moore was okay. Because I cite this as, because this is 10 years after Silence of the Lambs, and because the setting of the film does take place 10 years after the events of what happened in the first one, I could say that, in my opinion, and I cite, because Clarice's appearance in this, she's slightly a bit older, Jodie Foster playing a young Clarice, because let's face it, Clarice in Silence of the Lambs was an FBI in training as a student, and in this, 10 years later in Hannibal, a bit older and such, and a full-blown FBI agent, so, And at one point earlier, in the beginning of the film, Clarice kind of makes a mistake and, murdering 5 people or just something. And the other characters, there's Gary Oldman. He plays Mason Verger, who knew Hannibal Lecter and told, some flashbacks and a story, because he's being interviewed by Clarice, and, Hannibal told him to, cut parts of his face off or something, Hannibal would feed it to the dogs. Oh my god. And that face surgery, that he has, and he's now, in a wheelchair, and he's in bed, and so on, and, god, that makeup, I'm telling you, just, and Gary Oldman. And some other characters, like Paul Grendler, who's kind of a jerk in this, part of the FBI, played by Ray Lauda. How do you say his last name? I don't know. And Barney, once again, who's in this. Frankie Fashion. I think that's how you say his name, yeah. And Francesca Nuri, who plays Algara. Let me see. I think, the wife of who he into is in this, Inspector let's see, Inspector Reynolds, I don't know, played by Giancarlo Giamatti. I think I got that right, Giamatti. And the inspector, is trying to track down Hannibal. Almost everybody's trying to track down Hannibal. And Hannibal killing some of them, including what he does to the inspector, kind of he hangs him, and kind of cuts him and so on. Wow. And some other characters, one that was in earlier in the film, and the FBI and Clarice were trying to track down, Evelda Drumgo, I don't know, played by Hazel, what's her name? Hazel Goodman, yeah. And bunch of other characters, from Dr. Cordell, and Matteo, stuff like that. Even one infamous sequence, I think, where, Hannibal is in contact with Clarice, like, the eater pieces, whatever, and telling her to go like to this mall or something. And there's one part where Hannibal is on a merry-go-round and like barely like just about like feels her hair, just like that. And Hannibal does get captured by those who were, I guess hired by Mason, And you know what? Because Mason gets defeated, so does the others who were trying to feed Hannibal to the pigs, But, Clarice coming in to save Hannibal, etc. And once, they're all out of there and such, and Hannibal, he does save Clarice's life, getting a bullet out of her shoulder. And I don't know what happened to Clarice, but she's kind of zoinked out when she wakes up still, like, maybe he drugged her a little bit. I don't know. But he definitely did something to say, to, where was he? To Paul Krendler. Yeah, Paul Krendler was apparently played by somebody else. I forget. Yeah, in Silence of the Lambs, I assume. Yeah. But he did something to him, and literally, because that dinner sequence, and where he cuts the top of his head, and he takes a piece of his brain and has it being cooked, God. Man. And at one point, because Clarice kind of snapping out of it and tackling Hannibal, handcuffing him, and the only way to get out of the handcuffs is by, I guess, cutting the hand off. And, Hannibal cuts off a hand. You think it's Clarice because she does scream. But no, Hannibal cut his own hand off. But why did Clarice scream? I don't even know. Hannibal does escape, and, Clarice, I guess kind of a happy ending for her. Well, I don't even know because, the police, at first they don't know it's Clarice, and, put your hands up, I'm Clarice Starling, FBI, I guess she's okay at the end, like, because she does identify herself, and, FBI. But the last scene is with Hannibal on an airplane, and he interacts with one kid who did, talking about food or something, because, the kid doesn't like what the plane serves, and with Hannibal, he comes prepared, what he brings with him, and the kid likes one bit of food that he has, which is the brain, and the kid eats it, just, always try something new, or whatever Hannibal says, and the movie ends, just like that, and right before the movie ends, when the credits finish, you hear Hannibal's voice once more, goodbye, HH, or whatever it is, whatever the letters were. I think I got it right. I don't know. And yeah, that other sequence where Clarice is reading a letter from Hannibal, But overall, Hannibal, this was an interesting sequel, and it's okay in my opinion, and this was this was directed by Ridley Scott, because I think he did okay directing. He was okay directing this. He did a decent job, and, because we know him because he's directed Alien, he directed Blade Runner, etc., But anyways, and how do I rate Hannibal? That's a good question. Well, I give this, I don't know, I give this, 6 out of 10. That's still, I still see 6 out of 10 being still good, so 6 out of 10 for Hannibal. I thought this was okay in my opinion, okay, so, as I'm saying, okay. So, and you guys let me know what you think if you've seen Hannibal and what you thought of my review. Leave comments and give this review a like, as always. So again, 6 out of 10 for Hannibal. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Hannibal. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And of course, we're continuing with reviewing Halloweenish films. And later tonight, we'll be reviewing another sequel to a previous film that I had reviewed, actually, the beginning of this week. Just wait and see, because it's, either it's going to be Mummy or Halloween Town, because they have sequels, but just wait and see. Take care, and peace out.